I made tens of millions of dollars investing in real estate over the last 10 years. But the biggest jumps in my income didn't come from when I worked harder. It came from when I changed the vehicle that I was in. In this video, I'll walk through every single major vehicle that I have tried, what the ceiling was on each one, and then why I finally chose the magic vehicle that's gonna allow me to make fuck you money. Quick background on me, my name's Antoine Martel. I've been investing in real estate for the last 10 years. I have bought and sold 650 single family homes. Now I run a real estate fund called Red Brick Equity, and we're actively buying multifamily apartment buildings across the Midwest. And so I went from a house flipping kind of operator to now a very high leverage capital allocator. That is a very, very different vehicle. And in this video, I'm gonna kind of break down why I started with flipping houses and then why I ended up in the multifamily real estate fund realm. So first, taking it back, it was 2015 when I first started investing in real estate. I was in college, in my college dorm room. I wanted to go out there and flip houses. I had been flipping stuff for my whole entire life. I was entrepreneurial. When I was 8 years old, I was very, very entrepreneurial, selling stuff, buying stuff, importing stuff. In college, started a couple mobile apps. I was making good money from those mobile apps. I don't know, it wasn't really a real business to me. And I was very, very good at buying low and selling high. And I thought, hey, why don't we get into this real estate thing? So my brother actually convinced my dad and I to go to this real estate event. We signed up for this program, and that's kind of where real estate investing kind of kicked off for us. And we were based in California at the time, so we wanted to buy houses in California, renovate them, rent them out, and then sell them. But after trying that for 2 years or a year or two, we realized that it just didn't make much sense. In that time, we were actually investing with people that were doing deals out of state. So somebody that had a team and deals and property management all out of state, we would actually lend them money and give them some investments. So we did that for a couple of years while we tried to figure out our own thing, and we just could never figure it out. So we ended up doing the out of state thing. So I think in 2016, 2017, we ended up buying our first deal out of state. And I graduated college in 2017. So this was very close to my graduation. I found the house, found the property manager, found the rehab bid, all that kind of stuff, put it all together, sat down with my dad, and he was able to fund the deal. I didn't have any money. My dad had some money saved up, and it was $40,000 to buy the property. Bought it, renovated it, rented it out, and then sold it. And in that first year in 2017, we ended up doing 8 deals that we bought, renovated, rented out, and refinanced, actually. We didn't get into selling yet. That came in 2018 when we had run out of money. So we had this portfolio of 8 houses. We run out of money. We didn't have enough money to buy more deals. We were making some passive income, $2,000 a month, but it was not much. It was not enough to kind of survive on or live on, obviously. My dad had a full-time job. We decided to sell this. And so I downloaded my email list, everybody I'd ever emailed my whole entire life, and I did the same for both my parents. I put them in a MailChimp, which is like an email mailing company, put all of our emails into there, and we emailed it out to 10, 20,000 people. And I ended up selling a couple of the houses that we had through our janky little website that I made called Martel Family Realty. And that's how we sold the first couple turnkey rental properties. And that kind of led us down this path of Martel Turnkey. And that's what created Martel Turnkey today. We're one of the largest turnkey single-family home providers in the country. We still do deals to this day. We still buy houses to this day. We still sell deals to this day. We sell other people's houses from one of my sister companies, Flip System, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But this was my first business ever. First large business that actually did crazy amounts of revenue, right? We did I think $75 million in sales for that business over a 6-7 year period. Our biggest month, we pulled in $5 million in sales. So there's some pretty crazy stats that I've been able to pull from that business. And I learned about everything: marketing, sales, website, real estate, especially hiring. We eventually scaled that business up until we were, our biggest month ever was $5 million in sales in a single month. And what I learned from that business, we had probably 20, 25 employees at the time, is that business just doesn't scale. Like the house flipping business does not scale. And the reason why is because the more deals you do, your profit margin does not go up. It actually goes down. So that means actually as you scale more, your profit margin gets worse. So you're like in this inverse relationship with how a real market should be. For example, if we were making socks, if we ordered 10 million socks, our cost per unit would go down. You get these economies of scale. You have reverse economy of scale with a house flipping business. When the interest rate spiked up in 2020, 2021, me and my dad looked at each other and said, do we want to restart this business, or should we just kind of slowly shut it down? And we decided to slowly shut it down. We were making more money doing 2 to 3 deals a month with just my family than doing 50 deals in a single month with 25 employees. to show you how little money we were actually making at the end of the day. That's what we did. We brought everything in-house, let go of a bunch of people. We kept a couple people on staff and payroll to just keep the ship going. And that's why that business is still around today. Talking about vehicles, like that's when I realized, damn, I need to be in a better vehicle. I need to be in a vehicle where like it does have economies of scale. The more volume I do, the better economies that I do have for this business, the more money I can make, the higher the net profit margin, right? That's what I wanted to end up doing, is to find something that had better profit margins that I could make more money from. And so what I ended up finding out a better way to do this was with the education business. So I started educating people how to buy the houses, renovate them, rent them out, and sell them. And so that started a company called Flip System. And Flip System's been around since 2021, 2022. We did $10-20 million in sales for that company. Our highest month ever, we did $1.2 million. We scaled that up to 60 employees worldwide, and we built a mobile app. We built a technology company behind it. It was a subscription service, and we taught 1,500 people how to flip houses. And they flipped over 1,500 houses doing that, and that program is still around today. Way better profit margins, more of a marketing and sales machine than the real estate business, which kind of just sells itself. And I learned a lot from that company. But after running it for 3 years, I realized again that there probably is a better vehicle out there. And the reason why that vehicle didn't work as well with the education business is, one, your profit margins are great. As you scale up an education business, one, there's lots of competition. Two, you have to hire so many freaking people to keep the machine alive. Like if you wanted to scale from $1 to $10 million a month, you literally would need to hire probably 10 times the amount of people. Just there's so much more sales, so much more marketing, so much more creative testing, so much more this and that like you don't have this compounding effect. The vehicle does not compound. And it was kind of similar to the house flipping business where like every single month you had this payroll you had to make up. You had to do these sales. You had to do this marketing. You had to buy this house. You had to flip this house in order to get enough sales in order to actually pay for all the bills. That business did really well at the beginning, but then it slowly started going downhill. I think mostly due to like just competition in the space. And so again, me and my dad looked at each other and said, what should we do here? And I actually talked with one of my good friends, and I was like telling him about the situation with Flip System and what's going on. And we ended up letting a lot of people go just to keep the business alive and also just keep it profitable, because a lot had changed post-COVID and all that kind of stuff. And so what we ended up doing is coming back to the drawing board again and be like, okay, we learned about the house flipping business. We learned about the education business. We know we don't want to do that. I want to find a business that compounds. Like when one customer comes in, they bring me 3 more. And then they like keep on reinvesting, or they keep on like their LTV, the value of that person keeps going up. And it's a win-win-win situation for everybody. Because as you may or may not know, the education business is a very tough business to be in. Like teaching people how to do something, especially around making money. One, there's a lot of rules and regulations with the FTC, but also two, it's just a very complicated business to run because you're dealing with consumers. And so we looked at each other and said, okay, we can either go very low ticket and do something with like thousands of people, or we can do something very high ticket where we like bring people into a closed room and we do stuff together. And I was like, yes, please. Let's do that. And my dad and I had already bought some apartment buildings in the past. We bought close to 100 units in Memphis, Tennessee. We sold 4 of those buildings. We still hold 1 to this day. And we made insane returns. And we did some of them with our own money. Some of them we partnered up with other people, just like as a joint venture. We made insane returns with those deals. We made, in 1 year, I think we made a couple $1 million net profit from buying and reselling those apartment buildings. And I looked at my dad and said, dude, we need to do that again. But let's do it the right way. Let's start a fund. Let's raise money from accredited investors, pool the money, and buy apartment buildings. And so that's what I run today. That is Red Brick Equity. And our thesis is buying 20 to 100 unit apartment buildings that are currently occupied that we can buy and increase the rents and sell them or refinance them within 3 to 5 years. We are focusing on the Midwest, and we have been buying these apartment buildings in mostly Chicago, Illinois right now. I have other videos around why Chicago, Illinois, if you want to check those out. But that's kind of the situation. And the reason why I chose this business was because it does compound. Because when people have a good experience, they can reinvest. You're still dealing with consumers, but you're dealing with professional consumers who make a lot of money, who will continue to reinvest. The more that they reinvest, the more that we make. Also, this business has a very, very high referral rate. We have 0 marketing. This is fully organic-based business. There is no marketing that really works to draw people into your fund and have them invest. You can do certain things, but it's very, very tough because you're talking to such a high level, high caliber person to bring them in. It's just proved to be very difficult for all the stuff that we have tested so far with all the marketing. That is the highest leverage vehicle that I have found. And one of the reasons why I came across this high leverage vehicle is because I looked at who owns the most amount of real estate? Blackstone. Okay. What does the owner of Blackstone do on a daily basis? He raises money and manages money. That is all that he does. He's a capital allocator. He goes out there and raises money from the wealthiest people and companies around the globe, and they invest with him to preserve their capital. And that's what his goal is, and that's what his job is. And then his team, other people will go find the deals, put them together, they invest in other operators, they buy businesses that somebody else is running. Like, they don't do any of the work. They go and raise the money and sell the people on that they know how to go and invest the money and manage the money for them. And I was like, Jesus, that's it? So you tell me I don't have to know anything about the real estate side. I can just understand how to raise money, how to talk to these people, how to speak their language, and then just have some sort of system behind the scenes that invest the money? Yes. Fantastic. Sign me up for that. So that's where we are today. We just started the fund this year. We have almost $10 million assets under management, hoping to scale that to 20, 30 million next year, and then continue to scale up to hopefully thousands and thousands of units. Keeping America affordable again by creating more affordable housing units across the country is kind of our dream and our mantra. So if you have any interest in investing in something like that, or if you're looking for a vehicle just like that, click the link down below, top of the description. If you can learn more, you can see more about what we're doing, and you can invest with us if you are an accredited investor. Thanks so much for staying until the end of the video, and I'll see you on the next one.